Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge. Today I would like to look at the train crash that happened a few days ago in Virginia. This train was carrying members of Congress, Republican members of Congress. Evidently, wives and children were on this train as well. And it was nearly derailed by a dump truck that came upon the train at some point in its voyage. And I would like to look at this accident. There are many who are speculating that this train incident was not an accident, that it was an attempt to derail and injure, possibly kill members of Congress. I don't think that's too far out of the realm of speculation. I don't know that that's the truth, but I don't blame people for speculating that, given the nature of what's gone on politically this week with the release of the memo, and many members of Congress who voted to release that memo were on board that train. And with just the seriousness of that, the seriousness of what has been happening behind the scenes, and just the people who seem to be freaking out over the release of the memo. I don't know if the release of the memo is tied to this or not. I'm not saying that. I don't know. But what I'd like to do is look at this, see if it's related to the memo, if that comes up in the cards, or see what we don't know, or what we know, what we don't know, what the issue, obstacle, past, future, what happened that day? What are we not being told about that day? It seems very suspicious when I've heard reports that when you're carrying members of Congress like that there's a helicopter escort. There are they clear the path, they close down the roads so that, there's safe passage. So how was this dump truck there? Why was it there? Why do there's some anomalies with the pictures when you look at the train. It almost looks like it was hit from the side, not the train hitting the truck. So it's bizarre. The whole thing is strange. Let's see if there's any insights in the tarot that can tell us and give us some clarity as to what happened and help us see a little better in the picture. So let me shuffle up the cards and we'll get started. We'll take a look at that. Okay, give me a moment while we shuffle up. So we're looking at the train incident in Virginia. All right, we're gonna cut the deck. Okay, didn't want to cut very far, that's funny. All right, okay, just go with what the cards do, okay? So we're looking at the issue. And we're looking at the obstacle, okay. So what we have right off the bat here, this is the Two of Cups. This is the card of friendship, coming together, union. When it's reversed, it can indicate a disruption in friendship or a disunion, disharmony and discord. And we've got the Judgment card on top of it. I want to throw some more cards out before I weave this story together. See what we're telling, what the cards are telling us. So up here we have the High Priest card. This is in the position of what is known, what we know, and what we don't know. everybody see that one. Let's move these up a little so you can see. The high priest represents structure and hierarchy, belonging to an important class or group. And that's in the position of what's known. What's unknown or what's hidden was this card. What I find interesting here is it's the Three of Swords reverse. Three of Swords is about, it's a heartbreak. It's sadness. It's, generally speaking, it has to do with maybe your relationship gone sour. When you throw in it being reversed, it generally indicates a betrayal. Betrayal of trust. And when I look at this, in terms of the kind of the dark clouds around and this feeling of betrayal, I'm looking at this in terms of the train incident. What we know is we had many, many members of Congress on this train with their wives and their children. And I think that's represented by this high priest, which is the group structure, conformity thing. What's interesting about this, with the Two of Cups reversed, is like a relationship gone sour or some sort of parting, right? It can represent a divorce type of feeling. And as I looked at this Judgment card, I had to pause the video and just study this and see what the story is telling me. On the Judgment card, it's a major arcana. It carries weight along with the High Priest. But you have this card where there's a tombstone, and this is like the heavenly trumpet calling, and in essence it's calling someone home, right? That's the imagery. And when you see this card, now according to your view, you see it facing upright, but in this reading it's actually reversed. And a reversal on this card, what I felt with this was, with the tombstone and the things that are lush and green over here, the imagery, with it being reversed, felt to me like it wasn't time yet, or it wasn't their time yet. And nobody died on that train, which is a good thing. And it feels like it was not their time. The Judgment is kind of, this card is like taking stock of your life, looking at especially if you're at the end of your life and you're looking back over and you're doing an inner survey of everything you've accomplished and what you hoped to achieve. And with this as a reversal, and the part moving, it just felt like this is indicating it wasn't their time yet to go. It wasn't their time yet to do that type of survey over their lives. Kind of a life review of sorts. And this feels like it wasn't time for that. And that's why it didn't succeed. Now, this is a betrayal card. This is in the hidden, what we don't know. What we don't know outright, what we don't see. And the fact that it's a betrayal indicates to me it is very possible this was a false flag. This was an attempt. This was possibly a terrorist attack meant to take out members of Congress. Why else would the betrayal card show up? In the hidden, in what we don't know, what we don't see, what we're not being told. Okay, betrayal. That's what we're not being told in the news. Okay, that's just my speculation based on what I see in the cards. I wasn't there, I don't know, but this is what I'm picking up. Okay, just saying. In the past position, this is what's fading behind. Now, I sat with this too and just sat with that and looked at it for a while too. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of accomplishment, feeling it's hard work, it's having a goal and working at something and feeling accomplished. Now, this card's reversed. And it's also, this is in the position of what's happened and what's done is done, and then the rest is like flowing into where are we going. And we've got that card of accomplishment upside down, which means to me that something wasn't accomplished. There was something left undone. And if this train incident was a false flag, obviously the train was not derailed, nobody died. So if the goal was to derail the train and kill people, it was not a success, which is what this card indicates. This accomplishment card reversed means there was things that were left unaccomplished. It didn't accomplish what its goal was. And that's in the past. What's done is done, and it's and I also, when I was looking at this card, was noticing the discs, and the motion of the spinning to me felt like it was going back, like the spinning was backwards. And when I coupled that with this card, the interpretation of this feeling like the timing was wrong. The end judgment, the end of the life, doing a life review, wasn't time for that yet. The timing of that was wrong. And so the betrayal to try to derail the train, that didn't work out, that didn't accomplish because the timing wasn't right. This card carries a lot of weight, probably the most weight in this entire deck, next to the High Priest, is the Judgment card. And this card is saying that's not the time for that. The time is not right for that. And that energy outweighed. That's why, if this was a false flag, that's why it didn't work out. Because it wasn't in the life script. It wasn't in the overall divine plan of God. It wasn't in the cards, so to speak. It wasn't written in there. That was not supposed to happen. That's why it didn't work. Now, people can have all kinds of speculation as to why things like that happen in life. Not everything that happens is supposed to happen. And sometimes things that people want to happen or try to make happen fall flat because it's not in the cards. It's not supposed to happen that way. There is some bit of flexibility with our divine free will. Everybody has free will. We can make changes. There is an overall purpose to everyone that is on this planet, and every person breathing. There is an overarching purpose that soul has. And their free will, they can steer that. And oftentimes, if your soul contract is to do this, and that's a powerful soul contract, that thing that you have that's going to happen for you, generally you might veer this way a little and come back to it, or veer this way and come back to it, because you have free will. But your soul, if it's strong enough, your soul's going to keep guiding you back to your path and keep you on that straight and narrow, where you're supposed to head. And that's why, people's lives, oftentimes, it's never a straight line to where you want to go. We all take detours. We all go here and there and everywhere. And somehow we end up where we're supposed to be. That's when you know that your soul is strong and you're and guiding and helping you. And there's a lot of people on that train whose lives are not done yet. There's more work for them to do. They have a purpose and a plan. And, yes, someone else's free will can intersect with that. But overall, if the plan is such that it's stronger than the energy of whatever is plotting against it, this is going to win out, because this is important enough, and it's got enough energy behind it, especially with all those people with the same goal. Okay, they're on the same type of the same type of path, similar paths those people are. And it just feels there's more of more to meets the eye of what we're seeing here. Now, obviously, this isn't the case with every single incident on the planet. Oftentimes, a couple people can plot and take out, say in another scenario, bomb a train or whatever and kill people and cause mayhem. But I just keep coming back to that strength in a person's soul's contract, generally speaking, will keep them on that path until they have completed, or until they agree to be done with that soul contract. And obviously the people on that train, their soul contract outweighed this attempt to derail it, so to speak. And there's all kinds of metaphors you could draw from this accident too. You could go there if you want, with metaphors of derailing someone's train, whatever. But I just that's what I see with that. Moving on. So we're moving from this past, this thing, a sense of accomplishment that fell flat, didn't work out, because this strong sense of purpose. And now we're moving into the future. Now this card, I paused this video a bit and just looked at this. When I came to this card and just sat with it, this was so strong with me. This card is the Four of Wands. It's a very positive card. It's a card of looking to the future, seeing things brightly, and having a positive vision and a new way of seeing things, and a positive view and a positive outlook. And that's really nice to have coming through something like this. And it's because of this. They're not done yet. They have purpose. They have a plan for their lives, and it's important. It's important to Mother Earth. It's important to the plan of God, if you want to put it that way. It's important. This card, to me, when I saw this, it's kind of like a little fairy, and she's coming over to this fairy, meeting her. They're meeting together. It's a joyful occasion. But this, my eyes were really drawn to this here. These are 4 stakes in the ground. She's coming from that and meeting this gal. And I got the sense of being freedom, free from something. This is like, it felt like an oppressive, behind the wall, almost like being freed from prison, not literal prison, but some sort of mental or emotional stuck place or prison place. And this soul being freed to move forward and move into, have a new vision and move forward in a positive, have a positive future and a positive outlook. So I can't help but see that for this train wreck being a complete dud in terms of it didn't kill anyone and it didn't derail the train. And this is actually going to lead to a brighter future and a sense of personal vision and accomplishment for the people on board that train. The Congress people there have work to do, and it's good work, in my opinion, from what I see here. They have work to do, and it's important good work. And the fact that they have a strong soul contract to do something important in the world is why they were not hurt or taken out. All right, I'm going to leave that here, you guys. I appreciate you stopping by my channel, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you in the next video, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.